Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Saturday evening, January 12th, 2019. The Saturday games for the divisional round are over. Both home teams have won, the Rams and the Chiefs, the teams that were both in Missouri not that long ago. Historically, in the divisional round of the playoffs, if you go back through history, more often than not, 3 out of the 4 home teams win. Not always, but the majority of the time. You can go back through the history of the divisional round. You'll see that 3 out of 4 home teams often win. Rarely do all the home teams sweep. More rare, one home team wins and 3 loses. I was looking through years and years of divisional round games, actually late last night, just to see if there was any historical pattern. A lot of 3-1 for the home teams in the divisional round, but not always. So both home teams win today, the Rams and the Chiefs. They have a historical relationship through the state of Missouri. Remember, today had 52-date numerology. Los Angeles Rams equals 52. You get a final score of 30-22 in this game. Cowboys equals 30. The Rams win with 30 points. A difference of 8, too. Here we are in 2019-19, the 8th prime. And then in the Chiefs-Colts game, the Chiefs, remember that riddle we really liked with the Chiefs? The Chiefs and the Patriots played a span of 99 days before next week's conference championship game. It's the 99th NFL season. Patrick Mahomes Jr. 99, Arrowhead Stadium 99, New England 99. They played on Sunday Night Football 99. If Tom Brady beats the Chargers tomorrow, which I expect him to do, he can get his 99th road win in Arrowhead Stadium next week if they upset the Chiefs. And that was the narrative that Chris Collinsworth foreshadowed earlier this year, talking out loud about what might play out in the NFL. Chiefs look like the team to win the conference. Home field advantage would go through the Chiefs. And he said there's only one team in the AFC with what it would take to beat the Chiefs in Kansas City, and that was the Patriots. And he might very well have told what the script was several weeks ago. So the Chiefs win today, I think, is a good sign for the Patriots tomorrow. Tom Brady can get his 137th home win. Chargers equals 137. That would put him in Kansas City next week for the conference championship with a chance to get his 99th road win. And if he got it, he would advance to the Super Bowl to conclude the 99th season, where, again, New England's 99. Patriots is also 53. There's not a lot of years in the divisional round where all of the home teams win. It happens sometimes, but not very common. It's usually 3-1. Again, that doesn't mean that one of the home teams is going to lose tomorrow. I mean, it could happen because it does happen. It's just more often than not, the home teams are 3-1 in the divisional round. And we've already had 2 home teams win today. The narrative for the Chargers to upset the Patriots is Phillip Rivers. Tomorrow's game is on a date with 17 numerology. They've been talking about how Phillip Rivers is 0-7 head-to-head with Brady. He wears the number 17. If he got the win, he'd be 1-7. 1-7, kind of like 17. That's the big narrative on the board for the Chargers. I will be surprised if the Patriots lose, especially in light of the Chiefs winning, because now it just sets up that thing with the 99 that we were talking about. Just makes too much sense. And the Eagles and Saints game, I mean, that narrative was really tight. So like I said yesterday, that one's razor thin. Again, today's games were close calls because we had the 16 numerology and the 25 numerology. We pointed out the Rams, they could get that 25th win, McVay and Goff equals 25. That did happen. And the Chiefs also broke the 25-year drought of not winning at Arrowhead. And that was the danger there with the 25s. So it played for both the Missouri-connected franchises. Tomorrow's date numerology, 17 26-53. And regards to the 53, Patriots and Chargers both have the 53 connection. Patriots equals 53, Los Angeles 53. In the Eagles and Saints game, Pennsylvania's 53. Like last year, the Eagles won the championship on what would have been Jerome Brown's 53rd birthday. What we were talking about yesterday, the observation we made was that there were 3 teams in the NFL that had 433 franchise wins in the modern era. And we were wondering if maybe we'll see those teams move together because they're all teams connected to Nick Foles. It was the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Eagles. Those are the 3 teams Nick Foles has played for. They all had 433 franchise wins. The Rams and Chiefs just added on to that total. Just makes me wonder if the Eagles could add on as well. I'll be surprised if the Saints get eliminated as well. Again, it's been the Battle of New Orleans all year. Battle of New Orleans 99. It's 26 days, the anniversary of the Battle of New Orleans. Before the Super Bowl, the AFC has its opportunity to get its 26th Super Bowl win this year. Again, this year began on the 26th of Elul, plus a date with 26 numerology. The one thing is the Eagles were in that game. The Eagles played in that game. They defeated the Falcons, who are hosting the Super Bowl. So let me come out to the chat, see if anybody has anything to chime in about what they observed from today's games. John thinks the Rams winning screams an Eagles win, in his opinion. It's rare for home teams to go 4-0. It's happened in the divisional round in history, but typically the pattern for the divisional round is 3-1. You see it a lot. So that was something I talked about in week 1. If we saw a rematch of the Rams and the Patriots, again, what I was really looking at was the 523 and 99 thing. 523 is the 99th prime number. The Patriots came into this season with 523 franchise wins. New England 99. And then with the Rams, you have Aaron Donald, the most 99 man in the entire NFL. He wears the jersey number 99. His name equals 99. His birthday is May 23rd, 523. He ended his holdout 99 days after his birthday. And I said, I wonder if that could be a big tell right there, the 523-99 thing. The Rams, Patriots, that's how it all began. With Tom Brady's first Super Bowl, beating Kurt Warner. So, I mean, that is one narrative, but, you know, the other thought is you got the Battle of New Orleans riddle, which we know is in effect with the War of 1812. We've seen it all year. Drew Brees, 99. Battle of New Orleans, 99. Drew Brees setting passing record after passing record this year, the first of which he got was on September 23rd, the day leaving 99 days left in the year. Yeah, I made a video with Derek today about Gematria being down. Yeah, he's aware. He did what they told him he needed to do. So they said they were going to get it up today. I'm not sure what the delay is. All right, let's look at these notes again about the potential matchups next week. We know that we know who's advanced here, so let's just do this one more time. All right, so in the AFC, it can be either the Chiefs and the Patriots or the Chiefs and the Chargers. If it's the Chiefs and the Patriots, it would be the 37th game. Patriots is 37. 37 is the 12th prime, Tom Brady, number 12. And in that matchup, Tom Brady and the Patriots would have their chance to get their 16th win to advance to Super Bowl 53, 53 the 16th prime, or the Chiefs could get their 19th win and go to the Super Bowl in 2019. The other potential matchup is if the Chargers upset the Patriots, it'll be the 119th game all time, divisional matchup, Chargers and Chiefs. The one number that is really interesting there is if the Chargers won, they'd get their 57th win all time against the Chiefs. And if you write out 57 as a word, it sums to 131, like Super Bowl, like championship. But I'm still, I mean, the Patriots-Chiefs thing just makes a lot more sense to me. Let's real quick check the Chiefs did beat the Chargers did beat Kansas City. We had that game right earlier this year. Let's see when that was. Let's see how many weeks that is to this potential matchup. Whoops. So they played on 9/9 to open the first Sunday of the season. Played on 9/9. And then it was December 13th. So let's check this out here, how many days this is. December 13th, 2018 to 1/20/2019. So it's 38 days later, or a span of 39 days. I mean, to me, that's not as juicy. Well, okay, I guess there's a 5 weeks and 3 days. That's kind of interesting. But that's just not as juicy as the 99 thing with the Patriots and Chiefs. So all right, hold on. So let's look in the NFC now. So NFC. So it's going to be the Rams versus either the Eagles or the Saints. And Nick Foles used to play for the Eagles. What's up, Martin?
That was a good guess. Yeah, what up? So about the game today, I wanted to let you know. There was a video. It was made about a week ago when the Colts owner was talking to the team after they beat the Texans. I think it's pretty funny. And this is the number I was looking for. But he was saying something about I think you guys did great and everything. Blah blah blah. That's this, that, and third. But then he said, how many points do you all think you'll have left in you? And he said 31 maybe, and the whole entire team started laughing. And sure enough, they lose by 31 points.
Huh, that's funny. 31 to 13.
You can find the video. Yeah, just type in like Jim Irsay and in Google or something, and then look for a video, and you'll see the whole video. They said he sounded drunk and everything like that, but I thought that was weird that he specified 31. You know?
Sure. Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, but anyway, we can't forget. I mean, I know that you're gonna say it as much, but we can't keep forgetting. Like, for the fact that you said on the hidden calendars that today was the 6th, for the fact that the Chiefs could have got their 13th win, and 13 is a 6th prime. Like, I don't hear you say that as often, but definitely made sense for the Chiefs to win this game because, 6 on the Hebrew calendar and then getting their 13th win, so and so. But I thought that made a lot of sense too. I feel like the Patriots tomorrow, like you said, but regardless with the Eagles game, I feel like the Saints going. I feel like all the favorites, but yeah, it's a tough week this week. But besides that, that's all we really have.
All right, appreciate it, Martin.
Yeah, no problem, man.
All right, have a good night. Oh, that's interesting. The Jim Irsay, I have to check that out. 31 points. And if I didn't say so, the Chiefs winning by 18. What it makes me think of is how 171's the 18th triangular. New England's 171. Phillip Rivers lost tomorrow, he'd be 1-8 against the Patriots. He's 0-7 against Tom Brady, but he did beat Matt Castle once. Okay, so looking at this NFC thing, the Rams can play the Eagles or the Saints. If it's Rams-Eagles, it would be the 43rd game all time. Football's 43. The Eagles lead that matchup 22-19-1. There's nothing that I guess okay, if the Eagles if that was the matchup and the Eagles won, they could get their 23rd win and advance to the Super Bowl on February 3rd, 2-3. And then I'd be thinking, man, that Meek Mill album, it really did communicate the championships. Remember, Meek Mill put out that album November 30th called Championships with the Eagles colors on it. And he was a big part of the Eagles riddle last year. So that's what I see in these potential numbers. If that was the matchup, I imagine the Eagles would take it with that the 23. That's the only way I'd really see that connecting to the Super Bowl. Rams and Saints, 74th, or excuse me. What did I do here? Okay, that is right. It would be the 76th game all time, and the Rams lead 41-34. So 41, Super Bowl related number. 35, the Saints could pick up their 35th win, the reflection of 53, and Catholic is 35. That would be the top two seeds facing each other. So all right, let me get caught up on your guys' comments here. Again, the thing to think about for tomorrow's game is historically in the divisional round, home teams are 3-1 more often than not. Not always, but there's a big pattern there. It's probably close to 75% of the time. And then we were watching how the three teams that had the same win amount in the modern era might move together. And we did see two of them move together today. Those were the Rams and the Chiefs. The third team potentially is the Eagles. And those are the three teams Nick Foles played for. Gematrinator is not working right now. It's it was taken down today by what are they called? A Sandy Hook rights group. So Derek's working on getting it back up. It's supposed to be up already. So John writes, after beating the Chargers, so he's looking down the road, Kraft could pick up his 311th career win over Kansas City. That's interesting. Yeah, what Alex is talking about is what I said to watch for last night, to see if these teams move together, because it's interesting that only 3 teams in the entire league have that, and they're all teams Nick Foles played for, and they're all teams in these playoffs. I have to how do I do it? Because I'm in the there's you guys, after this video, what I'm gonna do, so I'll show you something. This file right here, when you use it, it pops up a version of Gematrinator, but it's not as good as the original version, because you can't like see if a number is prime if you click on it, like how Gematria normally works, but you get this functionality right here. So after this video's over, I'll upload on Patreon, or here, you know what? I think I can do it right now. Wait, can I do that? No, I have to wait until this video's over, and then I'll upload the link where you can get that, so that you can use that functionality of Gematrinator. That's not the actual website. That's just a little app that runs in your web browser. So I'll get that for you guys after this video is over. So look, you guys, the calculator being taken down today is really a sick joke. If you write out Sandy Hook with the alphabetic order, it's 112, like how today's January 12th, 112. And they say Adam Lanza was 112 pounds and he was born on April 22nd, the 112th day of the year. So it's no accident that they took down Gematrinator today. Just shows you how by the numbers it is. Okay, here, let's go back and look at the 1999, 2000 NFL, or was it 2000, 2001? Here, I'll figure it out real quick. Oh no, I'm a year off. It's 2000, 2001. Hold on, let's just look at those for the 99. So in the 99, 2000 season, St. Louis did go. That was something we talked about earlier this year, because it's the 99th NFL season now. 2000, 2001 NFL playoffs. Wait a minute. Was it 99, 2000? I overlook it. Wait a minute. What year was it? Now I got confused. Oh, it must have been 2001, 2002. Hold on. Let's go back and look at that. This is the Tom Brady year right here. Okay, so St. Louis beat Philadelphia that year. And we got the St. Louis New England Super Bowl. Thinking about how many years ago that was. That would have been 17 years ago. 17. What else went down in those playoffs? Just looking for other parallels in that year. Yeah. That is very interesting that was the the NFC Championship in that year. That is very interesting. And recall the Monday Night Football this year. Something in case you forgot. Monday Night Football schedule 2018. There was the doubleheader the first Monday night. The Rams beat the Raiders in the second game, and the Lions and the Jets were the first. Recall this game went late, and it carried into September 11th. And what I noticed about the total points scored from all four teams is 111 points were scored. 111, like how September 11th left 111 days left in the year. And you might recall that for this game, the player who was mic'd up was number 77 on the Rams. I was talking about that. I made a long video about this. It's still up, I think, on my sports channel. And I was saying, could they be foreshadowing a rematch of the Rams and Patriots as a tribute to 2001? And it is very interesting that those years, the playoffs, ended up being Philadelphia and St. Louis. Because again, I'm just, both those teams moving together. The third one to possibly move together is the Eagles. They'd have to upset the Saints. And here, let's look at the playoffs again. The playoff stats for these two teams in the Eagles and Saints game. So in the modern era of the playoffs, the Eagles are 19 and 20. That means that if the Eagles won this game, their next game would be the conference championship, which would be their 41st playoff game of the modern era with the chance to advance to the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl last year with 41 points. The Saints, they're 8 and 10 in the modern era. This is going to be their 19th playoff game of the modern era. 19 is the 8th prime. They could stay at 8 wins in their 19th game. Be a prime number relationship there. Or they could hold the Eagles to 19 wins in 2019, so it makes that tough. The all-time playoff record, the Eagles, and notice today the Rams did climb past 19. The Rams were at 19. They got their 20th. They stayed at 25 losses on the 25 date. All-time, so this is beyond the modern era, the Eagles are 23 and 21 in the playoffs. It's going to be their 45th playoff game. New Orleans, 45. Drew Brees, 45. 45 is the 9th triangular number. The Saints are going for their 9th win. Drew Brees, number 9, 99th NFL season. And the Saints, their playoff record's the same in the modern era and all time. So no difference there. And then in the divisional round, the Eagles are 8 and 6. If they become 8 and 7, Philadelphia Eagles is 87 in the most pure cipher. But if you use the rule for S, Philadelphia Eagles is also 96. So they could become 8 and 7 or 9 and 6. The Saints, it's their 7th game in the divisional round. They're either going to become 3 and 4 or 2 and 5. And neither of those numbers really stand out either way. Can't make a big judgment there from that. Again, let's take a peek at the 2006-2007 playoffs too, because there's huge parallels to those playoffs as well. 5 of the 6 teams in both conferences this year and that year. That year, the AFC Championship ended up being New England and the Colts, who just got knocked off by Kansas City. And in that season in the playoffs, the Colts had beaten Kansas City. This year, Kansas City avenged that. They flipped the script. It was a wild card round, though, matchup last time. And in the NFC, you did have New Orleans and Philadelphia face in the divisional round, just like they'll meet this time around. And New Orleans did beat Philadelphia. So New Orleans and Chicago, the Mike Ditka teams. That year in the divisional round, home teams were 2-2. So that was a year it wasn't 3-1, but most years it is 3-1. Yeah, if it is Brady's last ride, which is what I've been suspecting all year at age 41, the big Super Bowl number, the question becomes who's the most perfect team for him to beat? It's a tough narrative this year. The Eagles, they embrace that underdog thing, right? They wear those underdog hats. Yeah, today they both favorite one. Let's see if there's something with underdog. Dog. Yeah, I know those Eagles wear those underdog masks. So I don't know if that's true, man. It's obvious that you know, something's going on though. Dave writes, when Saban loses a national championship, Belichick wins a Super Bowl. Let's see. Is that in the modern era? That stat? I imagine that's the modern era. Let me see what John's pointing out here. Okay, let me see. So modern era, John's saying the Eagles could get their 191st away win. The 43rd prime. It's a thought. No, I'm not always wrong, man. Been right a lot more than wrong. Let's see. The see if there's anything that we overlooked in the stats. Let's see. If Foles did win, he would stay at 19 losses versus the Saints. That's the big number there with the Saints, 19. He'd get his 14th away loss, looking at that 43 thing, 43 to 14th prime. Here, since this is a group we feel most comfortable about the Patriots being in the Super Bowl in the AFC, since we're writing that narrative, let's again just look at the potential matchups with the three teams that are alive in the NFC right now. I remember that with the Saints, if they beat the Saints, they could become 11-4 against them. Like how there was a big tribute in the 114th World Series, concluding 99 days before the Super Bowl to conclude the 99th NFL season. So that's interesting. That World Series was against Los Angeles, though, and the Rams could potentially be the team as well. It would be the 13th meeting with the Rams and the Patriots. And if it was that, Tom Brady could get his 8th win. 19's the 8th prime. Brady, when you flip the alphabetic order around, is 85. National Football League is 85. So that could make some sense. And the other potential team is the Eagles. So the Eagles would be the 13th matchup as well. And there you have the chance for the Eagles to go 8-5 against Brady, or Brady to be 6-7 against the Eagles. 6-7 is a bit like 67, the 19th prime. But 13 is also the 6th prime number. It'd be Tom Brady's 6th Super Bowl. So, Bill Belichick going for 6 at age 66. It's tough this year, you guys. This year is tough. I mean, I've been saying that again and again like a broken record. Last year's narrative was so clear. This year is it's thick. The thing I'm thinking about with Philadelphia and getting the 6th against Philadelphia is Philadelphia's name from Revelation, where they teach about the number 666. That's Revelation 13:18. And that would have a little rhyme and reason to it. Let's see here. Oh, somebody called. I picked up and it disconnected. Ooh, let's see. Yeah, you guys, I feel disappointed that I can't read this more clearly. I mean, we have a lot more knowledge now. It almost seems like the increased knowledge has actually made it a little bit harder to pick. But this year, man, just narratives are just tight this year, week after week. And the only game outcome that would really surprise me tomorrow is if the Patriots lost. I mean, that would surprise me. This Eagles Saints thing, I got to favor the Saints just because of the Battle of New Orleans. But, the Eagles have the flag connection. It's about the flag and the national anthem. I think this game's dangerous. Be surprised if the Pats don't take it. Tom Brady, 41. And again, it sets up that Chiefs Patriots 99 riddle so perfectly, which I really liked yesterday. So it was easily the most 99 riddle on the board. Let me see what Nick Foles' full name is. Sometimes there's a clue in the full name. What is his full name? Nicholas Edward Foles. Because again, I just can't get over how. And another thought about Foles and Breeze. They did meet once in the playoffs on a date with 19 numerology. They both went to the same high school. Breeze did win that game. But hold on. Nick Foles, I mean, those 3 teams that he played for all having the same win record is a real trip. His name's got that 85 like National Football League. It's interesting. His name's also got the Gematria of 193. Oh yeah, the primes don't work. That's the 44th prime, like how Saints is 44. Well, like you said yesterday, John, the Patriots and Chiefs riddle went together really well, and it made those teams good calls in the AFC. And I agree. So Dave's got a song riddle with ZZ Top. So, I think for tomorrow, you guys, you got to go with your guns. That there is an upset narrative here for the Eagles and Saints. Let's just review everything we're looking at on the board real quick. But that game, especially now with those two teams moving together, and the Eagles being the third team to possibly move with them. So again, we got the date numerology of 53, 26, 17, 33, and 14. The Eagles lead the regular season 16-12. New Orleans leads the playoffs 2-1. So this will be the fourth playoff game. And that means that this will be the 32nd game all time. Eagles does have the Gematria 32. If the Eagles got the win, it would be their 18th. It is the 2018-19 season, but there's nothing definitive there. For Foles, again, it's his sixth playoff game. And what concerns me about that is the 6 and 26 are like the magic pairing. If you write out 6, that equals 26, like Nick, like Flag. So that one just makes me hum and ha. It's Foles' 50th game all time. He's 30 and 19 and 13 and 10 on the road. It is a 14-date numerology. 14-date numerology. Underdogs is 43, the 14th prime. He could get his 14th win on the road on a 14-date. He could stay at 19 losses, Saints 19. Could stay at 13 wins as well. 13 has the relationship with 99. Foles' own one against the Saints. He lost in the playoffs on a date with 19 numerology. I think that was the 2014 NFL playoffs. Let's see here. It was this game right here. January 4th, 14. 1 plus 4 plus 14, 19. And notice New Orleans did win with 26 points. I mean, usually that's Philadelphia's magic number. They were the 6th seed too. That's that 6 and 26 thing. This year, Philly is the 6th seed. And New Orleans is the 1. It's Brees' 14th playoff game on the 14 day. He's 7 and 6 and 5 and 1 at home. This is what's nice about his numbers. If he gets the W, he becomes 8 and 6. It's the Eagles' 86th season, and he'd become 6 and 1 at home. Get his 6th home win in the playoffs. 6th also goes with the 26th thing. And if he became 6 and 1, he'd do it over Philadelphia. Philadelphia is 61. So on the Hebrew calendar, it is the 7th of the month, something to consider. It is the 7th of the month on the Hebrew calendar. Brees, what's scary is he could get his 49th home loss. Eagles is 49. So, the win records between the QBs probably make a little bit more sense with an Eagles upset. But there's enough there on Drew Brees' side that the narrative could go in his favor. This is a typo. This is supposed to say Brees is 6-3 against New Orleans. If he lost, oh no, it's not a typo. It's not a typo. He's 6-3 against Philadelphia. If he lost, he'd be 6-4. New Orleans Saints is 64. So Doug Peterson's at 19 losses right now. Could stay there. Sean Payton 7-5 in the playoffs. If he becomes 8-5, that's the big National Football League number. If he loses, he's 7-6. And if he became 7-6 in the playoffs against Philadelphia, I think you guys would see the riddle there. That just makes me want to look at the NBA games real quick. Let's see who's playing today and tomorrow. Let's just see. Celtics stayed at 25 wins on the 25 date numerology today. It's that date numerology. So did the Spurs. Oh, but the Thunder were there too, so they climbed. Oh, I don't see a 76ers game here. Let me just look at it one more time, make sure there's no matchups here. LA. Boston. New Orleans lost to Minnesota. That was like last year in the playoffs, huh? New Orleans losing to Minnesota. Minnesota equals 110. It's funny. All right, what about tomorrow? 76ers Knicks. Okay. Not a matchup. I don't see anything really that reflects with the football games. Let me come back and just take a peek at the ref too, just see if we can extract any information from the ref today. I did point out that Mahomes could become 14-4 with John Hussey, and that did happen. Let's see. John Perry. He had the Los Angeles numbers. LA became 11-8 today in some stat. Maybe the divisional round. Let's see. I don't really see anything definitive there. John says Rams and Chiefs were both out in the first round last year and this year in the conference championships. John's feeling that Philly, New England thing. Yeah, you guys, there is, in light of the riddle that we saw today with both those teams winning with the 433, I mean, there is a real riddle there for some more Philadelphia magic and for them to upset the Saints. I'm real torn on that game now at this point. The only thing that would surprise me tomorrow is the Patriots losing. That's the only thing that would surprise me tomorrow. Oh, the guy asking about why my channel name changed. I was trying to change something in my settings, and it changed the whole channel name. I didn't mean to do that. And you can only change it so many times. Okay, you guys. So instead of going in circles, again, the one thing to really marinate on is we examined how the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Eagles were the only teams in the NFL, not just the playoffs, but the entire NFL. They were the only teams that were at 433 franchise wins, which happens to be the 84th prime. And we said that's weird because the Rams, Chiefs, and Eagles that are all at that mark, they're all Nick Foles' former teams, the teams he's played for. And we said yesterday, could we see all of those teams move together? So far, two have. The Eagles, it remains to be seen if they will. If they do, they get the big upset on the Saints, and they are major underdogs. Notice they're an 8-point underdog, and it's 8 weeks since they last played. 19 is the 8th prime number. Saints equals 19, but so does Nick. And it seems to be a riddle there with Nick, huh? All three of his teams. So again, the only surprise for me tomorrow will be if the Patriots lose. I won't be surprised either way with this Eagles and Saints game at this point. Hey, Denham, I gave you that link earlier today for to download the Gematria thing. Do you still have that link? I need to. I can only get it after I exit out of this live stream. But if you have it now and can put it in the chat, that would help out some of the guys here. If not, once this live stream's over, I'll get into it. Speaking of, did you see what they did to Vinatieri today in the snow? I saw that he had a missed field goal, a real short one, and a missed extra point. And I think that that was a shaming ritual since his greatest highlight. Denham, yeah, if you have that, if you could link that in the chat for people, that would be awesome. But yeah, Vinatieri, yeah, it might be the last game of his career. So that link that Denham just put there, you guys, if you download that and then just once it downloads to your download folder or wherever your download goes, a little folder will pop up, and all you want to do once that folder's downloaded is double click the one that says index. So Denham, this link he just dropped, that'll get you this thing right here, and it'll be local Gematria, and then you'll open it up, and you want to double click that index HTML, and it'll HTML, and it'll take you right to this thing. And realize it's a poor man's Gematria because the prime, when you click on the numbers and stuff, it doesn't tell you anything about them. You know, it'll give you the 404 error because the site's still down, but you'll get this functionality. Thanks, Supermoss. So Supermoss got a link too. Okay, hey, that's one more thing to think about tomorrow in terms of a riddle on the board. The Saints and Chargers, they're Drew Brees' former teams. So Saints and Chargers, you know, they do have a relationship. Patriots, Eagles met in the Super Bowl last year. Saints, Chargers, the Drew Brees teams. And let's just see how many years it's been since Drew Brees left the Saints. Maybe there's something in that. Sproles is old teammates on the Eagles now. That's right. Let's see here. So he hasn't been on San Diego since 2005. 26 years old then. This is his 13th year with the Saints. That's something to think about there. His 13th year with the Saints. 13's got that relationship with 99, like Drew Brees, like Battle of New Orleans. That's why I can't. Yesterday I said I favor New Orleans. If I have chips on the table, I'm just going to keep them on the New Orleans thing, and if I lose, I lose. But I feel less confident about it today because the two teams of the three teams so far have moved together, and they're all connected to Nick Foles. And but again, the QB win-loss records for Foles and Drew Brees, they probably do make a little bit more sense with an Eagles upset. So, but even still, I just think it's hard to come off the Saints in light of everything we've seen this year and tracked. So, that's something else we can look at. The Saints and Rams game. 8 weeks from the Saints and Eagles matchup. Saints and Rams was November 4th. What is it from November 4th to the would-be championship game? November 4th, 2018. January 13th. 70 days or a span of 71 days. 71 is the big Catholic number. Did we know the Eagles upset the Rams in LA. It wasn't too long ago. December 16th. So I think that was 5 weeks. Four weeks. Oh, whoops. It's because I got the wrong. Oh, I just screwed this up. It would be next week. So it would be 77 days. Okay. So the Rams and the Saints would be a rematch 77 days later. And the Rams and the Eagles would be 28. Or no, was it 35? How these numbers reflect these teams. Oh my God, I can't type. There were 53 points scored in this game. That is interesting. The game was in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is 53. Pennsylvania is 53. And if they did rematch next week, it would be 35 days later. And just one more time, Rams Saints. John thinks bet Patriots and Eagles on the money line. The thing about the money line is that the Saints are an 8-point favorite, so that is a lot to cover, even though they beat them by 41 last time. Ron thinks the 52 points in game 2. Again, today's 52 points by the Los Angeles Rams. Date with 52 numerology and Los Angeles Rams 52. So that score was a tribute to the teams that played in it. The Rams won with 30, beating the Cowboys, and 52 points on the 52 date numerology. And 52 also the reflection of 25. McVay and Goff got their 25th win. So Jonathan thinks Gronk's going to do big things this week. $43 is the 14th prime number. Denham says that 14th win, 14 does have the gematria of 112 like Super Bowl. It is a good point. John's thinking both dead owners teams go down. That's the Saints and the Chargers, which are also the teams that Drew Brees played for. Yeah, Nick Foles' former teams won, so that's what I'm saying. That's what's got me thinking like, maybe this is going to happen. Maybe they're going to pull the unthinkable in New Orleans. Yeah, 31-13, 44 points. Andrew Luck becomes 4-4 in the playoffs. I was saying if Andrew Luck became 4-4, that would set him up next year. His first playoff win would make him 5-4 on the way to Super Bowl 54. So yesterday, before we had the live decode, I felt good about the Chiefs winning that game, and I let the chat persuade me otherwise, which was a mistake. That Chiefs-Patriots narrative was strong. If that is a good point there, Ron. If it was Patriots and Eagles in the Super Bowl, you would have the 2 seed versus the 6 seed in a season that began on the 26th of Elul, a date with 26 numerology. That is a really good thought. The 2 and the 6. That is a really good thought, Ron. Oh, Number Empire. Supermott says Supermott's recommendation of Number Empire, you guys. While Gematrinator is down, this is a good website for number information. if you type a number in here, it'll tell you if it's prime, like 47, it'll show you it's the 15th prime number. So it's going to be the backup to Derek's site while it's down. Good reminder, Superma. Jeffrey Laurie, the Eagles owner, his next win in the playoffs is his 16th. This game is on a date with 53 numerology, the 16th prime. So and I guess we can look real quick how many days it is from the death of the Saints owner. He died on the Ides of March 15th. $304 days or a span of 305. Here, we'll go back and look at the 2001, 2002 playoffs real quick. That year it ended up being the 2 seed versus the 1 seed. It was 2001, 2002. Might have been why. 2-1, 2001. For Denham's sake, everything doesn't say the Chargers lose. The one big upset narrative there is that it's a 17-date numerology, and Rivers could become 1-7 against Brady. That's the prayer there for the Chargers. So, what up, Big Kahuna? The Chiefs and Pats game, what we talked about yesterday, and which I felt real good about before the chat. The chat was so heavy on the Colts yesterday. They had like all these narratives out of every angle, and I was like, okay, you guys are taking me off my ground here. But again, that Chiefs Patriots narrative, it'll be a rematch from a span of 99 days earlier. Tom Brady can get his 99th road win. Arrowhead Stadium equals 99. Patrick Mahomes Jr. 99. New England 99. They played on Sunday Night Football last. Sunday Night Football 99. I mean, that is the narrative. I don't know how you guys moved me off that mountain. That narrative was too good. And again, the Red Sox won the World Series a span of 99 days before the Super Bowl. So That Denham, the other thing he pointed out is that Brady could become 8-3 against the Chargers. But Denham, don't overlook the 9, right? Because it's the 99th NFL season. He can become 9-0 at home. He can get his 9th win against the Chargers. When you add 1 through 9 together, it's 45. New England's 45. It's the owner, Robert Kraft's 45th playoff game. Your money's already there on the Chargers. So, if the Chargers win, I'll be happy for you. But I will be surprised if Tom Brady doesn't pick up his 137th home win next week or tomorrow. Chargers equals 137. All right, you guys. We covered all the angles really heavily yesterday. We looked at it again today. The thing that's really interesting again in the Eagles-Saints game, in case you're just getting here, is we pointed out yesterday there were only 3 teams in the NFL that had 433 franchise wins. They were all in these playoffs, and they're all the teams that Nick Foles played for. So we said, let's watch what those teams do today. It might be a clue for what happens with the Eagles tomorrow. The Chiefs and the Rams won. If the Eagles win, all 3 of those teams move together. So, and the other thing tomorrow, the other potential riddle on the board is the Chargers and Saints. Could they move together? Because these are Drew Brees' former teams. So, supposedly there's more money on the Chargers tomorrow. Interesting. All right, you guys. Let's wrap it up for tonight. If you like to take a risk, and some people in this chat don't see it as a risk, but there is a good narrative there now for an Eagles upset, and that's the game that would pay the best tomorrow. It's not a lock, but the chance of the upset's definitely increased with what we witnessed today. Gematria affects. Well, don't have a gap in there. Just make sure you don't have a gap. As long as there's no gap, it's right. Gematria affects sports at gmail.com. Just don't have that gap between the effect and sports. And what John just said is what I was talking about. Historically, in the divisional round, more often than not, a ratio close to 75%, home teams go 3-1 in the divisional round. So it would be 3-1 if the Patriots won and the Saints got upset. What does that mean when somebody waves at you? All right, you guys. Good luck tomorrow. Oh, Focus Faith here. So Focus Faith, you need to download Focus Faith. You need to download the app at that link. Where's it at? Oh, I've already downloaded it, so it works. But Focus Faith, you need to download the link, and then and then click the file that says index. Here, focus faith, this link right here, if you click this link right here, and then click the download this file button, it'll download in an instant. And then on my computer, when I download something, it goes to the downloads folder. You'll get a folder that looks just like this, local Gematrinator. Just open it up, double click the index, and in your browser, it'll open a tab just like this. And it's a poor man's version of Gematrinator, because if you type in a word, it still works. But if you click on it, like to learn about the number properties, like how it normally works, it's not working right now because the web page is down. But you can at least calculate values of words. So you got to download and again, this website right here, Number Empire, you can use to get number properties. You go to Number Empire and type in a number, it'll tell you all about it. So you just got to enter the number in that small little box, like 37, the 12th prime. So Derek texted me and said he thinks that it's going to be down until Monday at least now. So they told him earlier today they'd get it up, but now I guess they told him Monday at least. I don't know what the big delay is. Saints undefeated at home in the playoffs. Okay, yeah, let's take a vote. Okay, let's take a vote for tomorrow's games just to see how we feel, and then we'll wrap it up. For Chargers and Patriots, what do you think? I didn't know Ryan was here. Ryan just came out of the woodwork for the Chargers. Did I say the wrong thing? I meant Chargers and Patriots, if I didn't say that. Chargers and Patriots. All right, so some people are filling that Chargers. Phillip Rivers becoming 1-7 on the date with 17 numerology. Could happen. That'll be the one that surprises me. I know Denham's got the Chargers. He's sticking to his guns. That would be interesting if it was a Rivers and Brees Super Bowl. That would be the ultimate Drew Brees tribute. Very likely that those teams move together tomorrow. The Saints and Chargers. Okay, so the majority likes the Patriots, but there were a few votes there for the Chargers. How about for the other game, the Eagles and Saints? You're welcome, Focus Faith. Hopefully that worked out for you. Jen, filling the Saints. Gematria, going with the Saints. There, we got a caller. Caller.
Hi, Zach.
Yes.
This is Ikra. How are you doing? I'm sorry it's so late. I just been so busy. I had called you last week. And I told you I was gonna call you back. I had got back to my friend.
just real quick, I'm sorry. Right now we're doing a live stream for the NFL games tomorrow, and I've been taking calls for that. Can you call me back tomorrow? Is that okay?
That is fine. That is so fine.
Okay, no problem on taking time. I know things come up. So you have a great evening. Thank you so much.
No problem.
All right, bye. I was like, whoa, we got a female caller for the sports. I see Jen's here, but we've never had a female call in during the sports decodes. All right, hold on. Let's count these up here. 1, 2, 4 to 4 so far through here. 5 for the Eagles. 6 for the Eagles. Uh-oh. Chat dropped on me. Well, the Eagles are we're on this Eagles thing here, huh? Oh, okay. We got 2 females here. All right, cool. Very cool. Let's see. Sports Gematria makes a good point about the defensive tackle who lost his daughter in the 13 ritual before the Chargers picked up their 13th win last weekend. He wore the number 92. Tom Brady can go 9-2 against the Chargers. Yeah, it's interesting. Okay, so we're liking as a group, we're liking the Eagles to get that upset tomorrow. And again, that game's razor thin. I think it's risky either way at this point. But we did get some clues today that it might very well happen. Again, we saw these 2 of 3 teams move together. So, yeah, stick with your guns. You know, weeks where we've had consensus as a group, we've been wrong as a group. So just because the majority thinks something doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. We've seen that happen plenty of times. 141 goes with 33. What are you thinking there with 141, Denham? When you write out 33 as a word, it equals 141. Yeah, 811 is the 141st prime too. That's a good point. Good Ann. Oh, that's really nice. I see your comment about the Hawaiian Host chocolate. Brother, I love that stuff, but I don't deserve any this week. I deserve coal in my stocking, honestly. So that's very nice of you, though, man. I appreciate the thought. Denham says the Chargers and Saints played in the preseason 141 days ago. Here, we can just see if there was anything in that score. 36-7, 43 points. Difference of 29. Played on a date with 71 numerology. I don't see anything too definitive out of that. There aren't any 33s on the board for their games tomorrow. span of 142 days ago, huh? You're welcome, Focus Faith. Honestly, the way I really feel, just to be perfectly honest with everybody, the way I feel is this is about the worst I've ever done decoding sports, and this is the first time I've ever charged for it. So I'm not proud of that at all. And I'm just like asking myself every day, it's like, have I cursed myself charging for this? I mean, I wasn't a total financial hole, so all of you guys helped bail me out of the financial hole. And honestly, I think I'm making more than I deserve right now. So trust me, you don't owe me any chocolates at all. I'm glad you've learned, and I only wish I'd been doing a better job so far. Not that it's been a bad job this year, but I just should be doing better than I am. So. Yeah, I think his San Diego thought is a fair thought. Remember, okay, I keep saying we should wrap this up. I just want to come back to the San Diego thought, just because I talked about this in the decode too. The last time Brady played the Chargers in the playoffs, remember in 2006, 2007, we had this same matchup in the divisional round. New England won 24-21. This was the playoffs that was a lot like this year. 5 of the 6 teams in each conference. But what I was saying about San Diego with Tom Brady is it's Brady's 38th playoff game. And the game is 163 days after Brady's birthday, which is the 38th prime, and San Diego's 38 in the most pure cipher. So it does seem like something's up with San Diego. That doesn't mean, you know, Denham's got the Chargers goggles on for sure, because that's where his money is. And, you know, for Denham's sake, you know, I hope he is right. But you know, obviously not everybody's going to win here. Just because there's that San Diego parallel doesn't mean those teams are going to advance. They could go out together too. You know, like it could be the end of their season together as well. So. Yeah, I appreciate that focus, Faith, but trust me, I feel bad when I don't help you guys win. So rather lose. Ugh. I'm not down on myself, man. It's disappointing. I always keep the chin up, but it should be better. So and anyway, so it is what it is. If Denham's right, you guys, if Denham's right in the Chargers beat the Patriots tomorrow, which will be the game that shocks me. If he's right, you know, it might very well end up being the Brady Chargers Super Bowl. Or not the Brady Chargers Super Bowl, but the Breeze Chargers Super Bowl. We saw how the Chargers had if it was Chargers and Chiefs, the Chargers had a little riddle there. Because the NFL loves to do stuff like that, right? They love to have these tributes like John Gruden when it was the Raiders and the Bucks, and the Harbaugh brothers. I mean, a Drew Brees Super Bowl versus old team after they moved to LA. I don't think that's what's going to happen. But if the Chargers upset the Patriots, and you hadn't placed a bet yet, and you wanted to bet on tomorrow's game, and you were waiting, I think that might be the sign that the Saints edge out the Eagles. But right now, I think there's a good narrative for the Eagles to edge out the Saints. And again, I keep saying it, I'll be shocked if the Patriots don't win, because that 99 riddle with the Chiefs and the Patriots, that was the best thing I saw this weekend. Yeah, trust me, it's not a matter of not working hard. It's probably overanalyzing. It's probably because in the past I haven't done this much decoding. I've just like found the riddles and the narratives, and I think, yeah, you hit it with the over analyzing this year. So I'll find the balance. But all right, you guys, we turned over a lot of stones again yesterday, and we're turning them over again. And it is a tight week. That's the reality of the situation. So far, the clearest narrative in these playoffs has been the Colts over the Texans, and there hasn't been a narrative that clear since. All right, you guys have a good night, and good luck tomorrow. I'll have up the Lakers pick tomorrow, and I've been saying that the Lakers might have to hold off for that 24th win to get it 89 days after the season starts against the Cavs, LeBron's old team. So I think you know where I'm going to go with that pick, but I'll see what else is juicy tomorrow. Tomorrow's got the 26 date numerology, so look for your 26s in the NBA tomorrow. I'll put out a video in the morning. Yeah, I can do that. After the games are over tomorrow, we'll do another live stream. Just see if we can get some nuggets ready for the week ahead. So live stream after tomorrow night's games. Yep, I'll fire one up. All right, good night, everybody. Be back tomorrow evening. And again, best of luck to all of you. And Gematrianator.com. You guys, I'm going to put up a post with the link to get in the instructions to get the temporary calculator working while Gematrianator's down. So look for that post. It'll be up in, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. All right.